What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of EOS. It's 10 out of Jake, man. I'm rocking with y'all, like y'all rocking with me. This video, we're jumping right back into the county. I'm not even really gonna give y'all any backstory. I'm gonna just jump right into this. So this is the very first dorm that I walked into at Falkenberg, Hillsborough County Jail. The door pops open. My bunk is literally the first bunk on the left corner. So, you got a little cubicle. There's two bunk beds right here. There's two single bunks. Mine was the single bunk closer to the outside. And, this is my first time in county. So when you walk in, it can be a little bit intimidating, especially with everyone looking at you. I had only been in the detention centers. So being around adults, you hear two different things. You hear that they're more relaxed, they're more chill. But at the same time, you're looking at people the size of football players that have been down plenty of times, full face tattoos. You're looking at veterans of the crime life. You know what I mean? Guys that have been doing it for years and years and years. So it was a little bit intimidating at first, but I kind of felt the vibe and it wasn't anything crazy. Now within probably like 2 days, somebody gets transferred in. And because I'm the first door closest to the door that opens up, the salad port, I see somebody walk in and it's Nugget from Grant Park. Nugget, John Brown, rest in peace. We were in the juvenile detention center. So in Tampa, there was a juvie in West Tampa and East Tampa. East got shut down, so we were all going into the West. The crazy thing about when I was in juvie is all of us went to prison. Me, EJ, Shad, Junebug. There was just so many of us that we all went to prison together. We literally went from juvie to county to prison. We went to Sumter, we went to Lancaster, and we built a bond off of that, just off of knowing each other from inside of institutions. Now, me and Nugget got cool first quarter. He was the one that taught me how to play tonk. We would hang out, we would bust jokes, we would slapbox a little piece. I remember one time we were outside of the little unit in the detention center and we were in like the hallway and we started slapboxing. And we were just moving around and all of a sudden he came in, bah, popped the shit out of me. So I'm tight and right when I go back in to get him, the CO walks up. So I can't even do shit, you know what I'm saying? Because you get caught play fighting, they don't really like that shit. They're not too crazy about it. Confinement, they'll put you in there for like 3 days. They're not really tripping though, but I was mad as hell I didn't get my lip back. To this day, I never got my lip back. But I used to be in there joking with him. And he had 2 teardrops tatted on his face. I play with him like, boy, I know you a killer. I know you a killer. And he'd be like, nah, bro, I got these from my grandparents. We would just hang out. It would just be like good vibes, like as if we was on the street just busting jokes, talking about females, this and that. The area he from in Tampa, they known, for shooting shit. Just, there's not really another way to say it. They known for shooting shit. And he kind of had that stigma over his head inside of the detention center. Everybody kind of looked at him like, okay, we know how he rocking on the street, you feel me? But when he walked into the dorm in county and I seen him, I'm the first person he sees. So his face lights up first quarter. Man, what's up, big? Da, da, da. We start chopping it up. I'm like, why you in here, bro? And he was in there on a felon in possession of a firearm. So with a charge like that, it usually means you're going to go to prison. And it also could be picked up by the feds because it's a federal offense for a felon to be in possession of a firearm and ammunition. So the charge, it was somewhat of a serious charge. And at that time, I was in there for, I believe, only 3 felonies. I wasn't hit with all the crazy charges, like the 16 gun charges and all that. I wasn't hit with that yet at this time. So, I'm telling him my charges. I show it to him on the kiosk. And it's a little bit worse than his, but it's not too much worse. I had a carrying a concealed firearm, burglary of a conveyance. But other than that, we just got right back to hanging out and just shooting the shit. And we were literally in the tent probably like 2 months or 3 months before county. Like this literally just happened. I just turned 18 and then went right into county. You know what I'm saying? I turned 18 the end of August, and by October 12th, I was in county jail. Now, it feel good when you see a familiar face in a unfamiliar setting. When you don't know anyone and you kind of have that uncomfortability that, you know, you're in jail. You don't want to just walk up and be friendly to somebody, because then people are going to assume that you're a friendly individual and they're going to abuse that. They're going to take advantage of that. It's a sign of weakness. So you can't just walk up and ask somebody to show you the ropes and tell you how shit is. But when you at least got somebody you consider a friend, somebody you vibed with, somebody that you were locked up in another spot, it's a good feeling, because now you got somebody you can sit down and eat with. You can hit the little rec yard with, card games. If y'all finna shower, you know you can watch out for each other, make sure nothing crazy is going on. Even though county isn't like that to the extreme that prison is, it's still good to have somebody that you know has your back. Now, I was knocked out asleep. I slept wonderful in the county. I wasn't worried about shit, to be honest with you. And I just remember my bunk getting tapped. Like it was like a kick, and it's a metal bunk. And, you know, I look over and I see him. And I'm looking at him like, damn, what's up, dude? I just woke up, but his face, he kind of looked a little lightly swollen under his eye. I'm like, what's up? He's like, man, I just bumped. So I get up fast as hell. I'm like, who, bro, who? You know what I'm saying? Like, point him out. Let's go flip him. I don't know if he won, lost, whatever, but that's bro, and we gonna rock. So, you know, you swing, I'm gonna hit him. That's it. We gonna jump some shit. Fuck him one-on-one. Fuck him. We just gonna get it in. Fuck it. Cause we young as hell. We small as hell. Like, you know what I'm saying? Fuck all that fair fighting shit. We just finna get it in. And, you know, he tells me that he fought the Chico that's sitting in front of the TV. So he's like, nah, just chill. Don't do nothing. Let me tell you what happened. So I guess they were both watching the TV, and he asked for the channel to be turned. And the Chico got mad as hell. But the Chico, like, wasn't, you know what I'm saying, really paying attention to the shit he was saying. He had his radio on or whatever it was. So he just asked for the channel to be changed. The CO changed the channel. It was straight, whatever. And then he started tripping about it. So he told him to tighten up. Nugget told him to tighten up, and they went out in the little yard or whatever, and they started bumping. The thing is, the Chico that he fought was like 26, 27. He was older. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure we were both 18 at the time. And there was obviously a size difference. You know, he wasn't ever that big of a kid versus the Chico had some size on him. It was a pretty uneven fight. I was taller. I had more height. And when I went to county, I was like 200 to 210. I had just got out of the detention center. Before that, I was in a little program. I was working out, eating good. You know what I mean? I was on my boxing shit, all that. So I had a little bit of size on me versus he was smaller. He was skinnier. And they went out there and they fought. While they were fighting, there was two older black guys that was on the little rec yard with them. And they were probably in their 30s. One of them had a mouthful of golds. The other one, they were both like, the one with the golds looked like an alligator. He was ugly as shit. Black as fuck. He had an alligator face. He had waves and shit. But you know, you ever seen somebody that got them meat rolls on the back of their head? Like, he had that shit. Like, you could swipe a credit card on the back of his head, and he had a mouthful of golds. And the other one was just tall, and they were both strong as fuck. Like, swole. They more or less seen him and Nugget bumping or whatever, and he was losing. You know, the dude was using his size to overpower him in the fight. He was grabbing him up and trying to hit him while he was holding him and shit. So one of the older black guys decided to jump in. He hit the Chico one time and he broke his fucking jaw. I'm talking about broke that shit. So he's telling me the story and he says, watch, go walk by. Go act like you're looking at the TV and then walk back. So I put my slides on. I'm walking over there and I see his jaw. His jaw is hanging off his face. It's like down there, and he got a little angry face and he trying to look like it ain't hurting. His jaw is hanging off his fucking face though. There's nothing he can do about that. So when I get back to bro, I'm like, damn, his shit really hanging off. And he tells me, he's like, yeah, bro, I think I'm gonna go to confinement. I'm like, why you say that? He's like, he gonna check in, bro. I already know he gonna check in. It's like, in a situation like that, you can't really blame somebody for checking in because he obviously needs to get his jaw wired shut. You know what I mean? Like, his shit is hanging the fuck off. But there's always a way to make some type of excuse to say, oh, this happened, I slipped, I fell, I hit my chin. I don't know. Even if it sounds like a bullshit excuse, you're still expected to put in that effort. Within about 10 to 15 minutes, he walked up, he went up to the deputy, and all three of them got cuffed up. Nugget got cuffed up, the two black guys got cuffed up, the Chico got cuffed up too, so four of them all together. And he went to medical, the other three went to confinement. That was the last time I ever saw bro. That was the last time I ever saw him, I ever spoke with him, anything. When I went to prison, when I hit the Central Florida Reception Center, there was another kid in there from Grant Park named Norbit. Shout out to bro. He was knocking shit the fuck out at Sumter. And we spoke, and he said he was from Grant, and I asked him if he knew bro. He's like, yeah, he got killed. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, he got killed. I'm like, what the fuck you mean he got killed? I was just in county with him. Like, I guess, I don't know, he beat the case, whatever it was. He got out of county, and short after he got out, he was killed. And he told me the story of how it happened. He was on a bike. His bro was on a bike. They saw two other people. And the story that I was told was he ran down on the other two people. And in the midst of chaos, the gun that he had dropped. And when that gun dropped, him and the other person, they both went to pick it up at the same time. The other person got it before he did. When he raised the gun up, Nugget got shot in the face right under his eye, and he was shot in his chest. And he dropped. The person with the gun turned and shot the person that Nugget was with in the hands, and then ran off. And I guess one of the neighbors that was there at the time the shooting went down came outside, and she was like a nurse or something, and she was trying to help him, and she was telling him to breathe. And they basically saw him take his last breath right there in the street. And the case, it became a big deal. And I'm not going to get into the case and who's involved in the case. But the two people that were on the other side, they got hit with murder charges, robbery charges. I believe the one that killed him actually beat it in self-defense. He was convicted, but he beat it. But he didn't beat shooting at the other person, because I guess it was seen as unnecessary. I don't know all the details, but it was very hard for me to sit in my cell that night and think about it, because we were literally the same age, you know what I'm saying? Like 94 babies. And he was the first person I knew that died that I was locked up with. As my bid went on, as prison went on, you start hearing about more people going home and getting killed. I didn't know he had got killed. I didn't know he died in February. I went to prison in March. And I had no idea that he had already been killed. I thought he was still sitting in the county. It plays with your mind, because you think to yourself about morality. You think about the fact that you're not invincible, that you can die, and the fact that there are people that lose their life before they really get to experience anything. And the thing that's always bothered me the most is the ones that I know that have been killed have usually been the most on that people that I know. The ones that I know for a fact will flip you, will do this, will do that. They're about that life. The ones that I wouldn't think would die are the ones that have died. And it messes with my head, but I also think about things like karma. If karma had a role in any of this, if what you put out is what comes back to you, which results in your demise, how powerful your thoughts and the things that you create in your minds because essentially what you think of in your mind is what you become. And it all falls back on the extended day creed. Watch your thoughts, they become your words. Watch your words, they become your feelings. Watch your feelings, they become your actions. Watch your actions, they become your habits. Watch your habits, it becomes your lifestyle. Watch your lifestyle, it controls your destiny. And even though we had to say that cliche shit 1,000 times a fucking day, if you really break it down and pay attention to what it is saying, what you put out comes back in full effect. What you thrive on, what you consume yourself with, whether it's music, visuals, videos, whatever you're putting in your mind has an effect on your mind subconsciously. It's just like when people start listening to music and then they start acting like the person they're hearing, talking like them, whatever, wanting to become that. It all plays a major role, and it just bothered me a lot knowing that he passed away like that, knowing that they had to watch him take his last breath, knowing that he could have had so much more in life, he could have done so much more in life. And it also, you got to take into consideration, he was from a fucked up neighborhood. You can't totally blame it on that neighborhood, but all neighborhoods are not the same. Not everybody grows up living the same way. You got some people that grow up, the first death they experience is in high school because somebody either killed themselves or they crashed a car because they was drunk. And then you got some people who grow up in the midst of shooting. Their father's already in prison for a murder. Their cousin gets killed. They were shot as a kid. It's a whole nother level of violence. But it just fucking, it sucks because 18, myself at 18, I couldn't imagine myself at 25. And being 25, looking at myself at 18, I can say that I didn't know anything about anything. And I hadn't lived any type of life up until that point. All I was doing was just bullshit. Drugs, hanging out, guns, trying to do this, trying to do that, flashing money, nothing. Nothing to actually stand on. No achievements like having a beautiful daughter. Someone to look forward to every single day that I wake up. You know what I'm saying? Somebody to kiss every single night before I go to sleep. It fucks me up that he don't get to experience that. But that is the first person that I knew that passed away during my bid. And rest in peace, bro. Rest up. But hey, I got some more crazy county stories coming up for y'all. I actually got some really crazy shit coming up for y'all. I got somebody in county that told me I can't bang. I got somebody named Demon I had a conversation with before I found out how much of a demon he really was. So y'all stay tuned. More shit coming on the way. It's 1090 Jake. I'm rocking with y'all. Y'all rocking with me. Till next time.